Hey there, it's time for another episode of failing, or at least playing faster than light. We've had 25 games that we've played so far, so I think it's not a bad time to do at least a little bit of a recap before we get started. As you can see, we have won 9 games out of 25. We were doing really strong there for a while. I think 9 out of 25 is still really good. That's almost, correct me if I'm wrong, but almost 40% for victory. But we've had some good games, we've had some good records. So there's some achievements that frankly we're close to. Yeah, not that one. Warlord defeating 1,000 ships. You can see we've made good progress on there, but it's going to take some more games. Pacifism and No Stinking Repairs are the kind of things that maybe I'll do a challenge run playthrough eventually, but I don't know how compelling that is for an LP. Ballistophobia is surprising that I haven't gotten that yet. That was one of the first ones I'd unlocked before. And Living Off the Land, that'd be an interesting challenge run, I think, to do. I could have maybe done it on the last run that I had in my last game with another, because I got weapons everywhere. And some of these skill and equipment feats, watching things burn. I haven't used fire weapons in any of my runs. Boarding drones, I haven't used those yet. And I haven't gotten a pre-igniter that can put enough firepower out to get the Never Saw It Coming achievement. So, just real quick, I've unlocked the Castrol A and B, and I've had success with the A and not the B. Though I probably would have won with the Needle Nose had I not gone for the Crystal Crew Member. Stealth Cruiser I just unlocked. Spoiler alert, that's what we'll be using today. Mantis Cruiser had one really successful run, and with the Type B had one very unfortunate Sector 1 mishap. NG Cruiser, I've had one victory so far. It's still one of my favorite ships to play. And I've managed to limp to Sector 4 once, and that's about it. Federation Cruiser is a puzzle I still haven't solved. The Type B I haven't played yet, but we'll get there eventually. My one run with the Slug Cruiser was a surprising success. I wasn't expecting that. The Rock Cruiser, I just ran out of gas and floating in space, and not a lot you can do there. And the Zoltan Cruiser, I've had a lot of runs with. I've rolled it randomly a few times, and overall I've had 80% success rate with it, so I think we're going to be trying to stay away from the Zoltan Cruiser for a little while. But like I said, we're going to be playing today with the Stealth Cruiser, constructed for the Federation by the NG. So we're just going to call this Little Friend. Oh god, that's cheesy as hell, but yeah, Little Friend, why not? That's what popped in my head first. Because it's a ship that starts out with a mini beam and a dual laser, which doesn't look like a great combo. It's a tiny reach beam and a 2-shot laser, but a dual laser is one of my favorite weapons in the game. The mini beam is more than serviceable. The most important thing is they're each 1 power. Also, you get long-range scanners, which there's an achievement for avoiding getting Sector 8 without jumping into environmental danger, and a titanium system casing, which will negate damage to a system, but will still get hull damage. I'm not a huge fan. Surprisingly, it's an NG-designed ship, but you get all Federation or all human crew. The other 2 achievements, by the way, are Phase Shift, which is avoid 9 points of damage during a single cloak, and Bird of Prey, destroy ship at full health during a single cloak in the Stealth Cruiser. I don't know if we'll be able to get those. I will say that if you notice one system that's missing, it's the shields. But you start out with Cloak. That's great on 2 fronts, and that Cloak is a system that has a lot of upfront cost, but then you get to turn around and it's pretty cheap to upgrade. But you start with no shields. So we're going to have to see what we can do to make this work. After one quick break to corral my cat, who's decided as I've started recording to come in here and be like hell. Alright, and with that out of the way, let's see if we can make it happen with the Stealth Cruiser. So, some people call this one of the strongest ships in the game. I am actually inclined to agree with them. This is a very powerful ship, used in the right hands. If you'll notice up front we have, doesn't look like there's a lot to vent, but these doors open into space, and these doors open into space. It's a fun party trick. We're actually going to put One person on dodge, one person on weapons, because there is no shield yet. So, is that Flip or Philip? Can't tell. I guess it's Philippe. Good show. So let's see if we can get through. Maybe if we go to this distress beacon, we can kill one of our crew members immediately. That seems to bode well for our runs when we do that. So, distress beacon. Hey look, space station, and they can't repair it, so we can use our cloaking to get a benefit immediately. We get 3 fuel, 1 missile, and 15 scrap. So, good way to start the game. Let's see what we can do with this ship. Now, some people try and avoid combat until they can get what they need from here, but what we're going to do is try and get an additional crew member. I'd prefer to get scrap from this, but we're not going to surrender to them. Now, some people would say cloak immediately. I say no. We're going to wait until their weapon systems get pretty high up, because we want to avoid the fire as best we can. So cloak, because they've shot both, and our next goal is to deactivate their weapons. That's what you want to do in this ship. However, I think that missile's not going to miss. I think it's going to hit us even though it has a 90% chance to miss. Oh, 2 misses, so that's good. So now with our mini-beam, you'll see what we're working with in just a second. Oh, tiny weapon. That's it. That's what you get. Go pew pew pew. And now their system's on fire. And suddenly I only have missiles to deal with. Although it's probably... Can I? Nope. Couldn't take it out in time. So we missed that time, so that's a good bit of luck. So now I just see how much damage we can do. The mini-beam... I said this is a devastating combo up front. We actually got no prompt to accept their surrender that I saw. So we didn't get a crew member from that, but we did get scrap. And I know what a lot of people would say is, hey, with your first scrap, you really need to try and save up for a store for shields. But it takes so long that really what I like to do with my first 50 scrap is to up cloaking to level 2. Because that gives you a much larger window to cloak in. So it's very powerful stuff. So let's see what we got here. Hire the mercenary to delay rebels, fight the ship. I don't want to fight a Zoltan ship here, so I want you to delay the rebels. There we go. That could save us some time, heartache, and trouble. As long as we don't get boarded here. We got boarded here. Okay. This is an easy enough thing to do when it's just this ship. It's just vent all of your rooms. Please attack my weapon system. Because they're going to try and do that, and now they're going to come to my med bay, which would help if I powered it. So I got boarded by 2 people. The only reason I say I can handle boarders just fine, I just want scrap. That's really the game we're in right now, is we want as much scrap as we can handle early. Because this ship is good if you can survive the early game. That's the hardest part. And we're probably going to get some nasty encounters that are not very friendly. I had to do a quick jump cut for Crying Baby. So see, there's a store. The store's not going to give us a lot right now. We're actually going to try and hit this distress beacon. I mean, the store's going to be able to give us some stuff, but let's see here. So, dock and try and rescue survivors. Alright, one of the survivors offers to join your crew and you offload the rest of the nearby station. So, we rescue a few survivors and we get another human, who for now is not going to do a lot. but eventually will be our shield guy. So we're going to try and hit this store. Man, there's a lot of kind of danger jumps here. Not a big to do about all these guys. So we're actually going to go back one, see if we can get a little more stuff. Explore the asteroid field, and we take some damage. Of course, it gets through our ship's defenses. Our ship has no defenses. Okay, so we find a store. Look at that, 150 for shields. That's a lot to save up. So where do we get some value here? The titanium system casing, it negates damage when hit, but the hull still gets damaged. That's 50 scrap I can get. Someone say, hey, you only need 100 scrap to get shields. It's true. What I'm going to do instead is go like this. And now suddenly our cloak bar is a lot stronger. A lot stronger. And we can still take on that ship that's right there. Because we're going to try and avoid all the problem beacons we can, although knowing my luck we'll get funneled straight into one. Okay, so we are... I don't like Zoltan ships, facing them early. Because anything that I can hurt is better than anything I can't hurt, so we're just gonna... Okay, so it fired their first weapon, so... And the reason I don't like Zoltan ships early with this ship is that you've really gotta rely on... How do I put it? You really want to take out systems with this boat. Okay, so that was a system weapon. So now we've got a... Okay, so we lost our medbay. That's a heavy laser. We're just going to mini beam here. I'm not going to accept that. I'll risk taking more damage. Yeah, what are you doing? I'll have you repair up there. So, just don't hit my weapon system. Okay, you can hit my doors. I said, all this damage is just temporary. Because, actually, maybe I could have cloaked out of that, I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because they're dead. And I get 1 fuel and 11 scrap. Now, as much as I kind of shunned shields the first go-around, truth be told, we will want shields by Sector 2 if possible. I could max my cloak early. That is actually going to be one of the strategies I take here. But it's not a requirement. So see, we've got some more jumps we can take. Like I said, I'm just trying to dodge all the mines with all those things. So let's see here. Do I want to... I don't really need this sector scouted. I'm just going to fight you. And they have a beam weapon. Beam weapons are bad news for the stealth ship. Bad news. And I think the way this is going to time is that I'm going to have to cloak, then hope I can take it out. However, I might be able to hit 4 systems with... Let's not play cute here. We're just trying to take down a few systems. Whew, 5 fuel, 8 missiles, and 7 scrap. That is a good surrender, even if it's not very scrap heavy, so we'll take it. Because I may need missiles later, unless, of course, this is the run when I start to go for blastophobia, or ballistophobia. That's another one. I don't know if those are going to be connected, but I probably will have time to go down there anyway. So, take up a bit of mercenary work, I'll accept it. Just don't blow them up. They must be new to this. Say, R, give us your loot and your booty. So it's another Zoltan ship. That's not pleasant, but I can deal with the ion weapon as long as they don't take out my cloaking, which is, knowing my luck, probably what they'll go after. let's see if I can hit 4 rooms here. I don't think that's going to hit 4 rooms. Oh, we won't be able to tell anyway. Okay. Maybe I should be using the dual laser there to break their shield first, so... Oh, they really like targeting our medbay for some reason. Go for it. Oh, that was a painful miss. Now I gotta hope. Okay, they just ion my cloaking. So we've really gotta dual laser him this time. There we go. Okay, let them live. Oh, right, we get a halberd beam. Holy crap. Oh my god, I should have cloaked out of that. It's like, oh, I'm still drooling over the halberd beam. Gotta take care of the ship that's in front of you first. Oh, that was irresponsible. The reason I'm drooling is because the halberd beam, if I just get 2 more weapon power, I can swap out the mini beam and just put that on. And the halberd beam takes way longer to charge. But it is a powerful, powerful weapon. Powerful weapon. So we don't have any stores right now or anything, I don't think. Okay, so are our guys good? Yaz, get over there. I'll keep you in the medbay. I guess the real question is, do I want to put the halberd beam on now? It's going to take some investment. And frankly, I don't quite have the scrap for it yet. Not when I need shields first. I can actually do good with the mini beam and dual lasers. They're probably Sector 3. Board the station and look for survivors. This is the thing where I was like, hey, maybe we should have a level 2 medbay, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you quickly retreat with them and tow back to the ship and hope they can recover enough to be of some use. So I managed to get a crew member. It's a human crew member. So, not a lot of diversity in this neck of space, I guess. So we get 1 store. We're going to be able to hit all these, so that's excellent. Not paying your toll. Come on, guys. You're going to regret this decision. You're right, I probably will. But I'm going to mini beam. I'm going to dual laser their shields and see if I can keep them down. So try and cloak out of that. Good. This is a good time to have your shields on fire. Yeah, the other thing about the halberd beam is that it is a lot longer reach. Although, with the halberd beam and dual lasers, I could have both of those up. Because it's not very prohibitive one-use weapons. So their ship's on fire, that's good news. For me, not for them. Come on, good, I took out their weapon just in time. So you're dead. And that's how you use level 2 cloak early, when you can't afford shields. See, we would have maybe had enough scrap at some point. So here, that store doesn't really give us much to sell, but we're going there for repairs, mainly. See, shields is our absolute next priority. I could sell the halberd beam, but it's going to be such a good weapon later on. There's no real reason to. So let's just repair. In fact, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm just going to go all the way. Then to the exit and to the next sector. I'd call that pretty successful for a first go-round. So we still have crystal unlock on our mind. But as you can see from this map layout, it would be absolutely impossible for us to get the crystal unlock this way, because there's no rock homeworlds in any of these last sectors, 7, 6, or 5. The only possibility is getting the stasis pod in this sector, and then the Zoltan Brainskin in this sector, which they can both appear in an NG sector, and then one of those two being the rock homeworlds. Mainly we're going to go to the NG sector, because I don't feel like dealing with Mantis right now. Not this time. Even though I'll probably run into him anyway. So, distress signal. Let's see if we can help. Maybe our cloaking or beam weapon will let us do something. There we go. Must have been illegally mining, cut out with the beam weapon, and we get some scrap. Like I said, our next goal absolutely is to get shields. That is our next priority. Alright, so we get a small bomb. I'm actually going to switch on the small bomb for now. Because that is a good weapon for busting shields if I need to. If I need to at this point. I probably will hit some 2-shield ships here in a little bit. Aha! A small NG ship under attack by a rogue fighter, but when they see Federation markings, they turn to attack. So I'm gonna get boarded here in a minute. Doors are another thing that I'd love to upgrade eventually, but for now I have some spare crew members that I can throw around. I don't think they'll be throwing more than one guy at me. So, go fight. Fight. Like I said, I've just got to cloak before they can beam me. It's gonna be pretty close. See if we can hit both of these rooms. Like I said, it's tough to aim both of these. But as long as you get just a pixel or so in there, you do damage there. So their beam's still up. That's not what I wanted. And they managed to hit me through my cloak. Also not what I wanted. So, see if we can air out a little bit. And hopefully not get beamed. There we go. Turn your weapon systems down. I said the dual laser and the mini beam are a very good combo. So now they have no way to dodge. And my ship's not on fire. So as long as I can take out their shields in time, there we go. Clean kill and 11 scrap. So, just wait for the small NG ship to catch up. And what can we give them? Give them 40 scrap. Ugh. Do I give them 40 scrap when I really need shields? Yeah, sometimes there's a great benefit to doing this. Okay. They gave me the NG Medibot dispersal. I'm not huge on that augment. Some people love it, but the reason I'm not huge on it is because the medbay actually has to be powered for it to give a benefit. So there's no store right nearby. So we just, like I said, I want to get through Sector 2. Okay. So this is right, starting to rot. I'm going to attack them. I need the scrap, especially after giving 40 last time. So you're going to transport on. And you're going to try and kill me. That's cool. And this is another ship with a beam weapon. So that's fantastic. Which means we've got to deactivate it this time. Maybe this time. That'd be lovely. Let's cloak. And of course it's not deactivated. Okay, so don't die, Jones. Let's take out my oxygen for a minute. Okay, so when that weapon system comes back up, yep, so I just got beamed a little bit. But considering what could have happened, I think I mitigated that alright. So let's finish this. Like so. So 24 scrap. Those are the kind of fights we need. And we're not going to go up to one of those. Actually, it'd be great if we can make it back down to the bottom here. Don't really need fuel yet. I'm kind of on the cusp of needing fuel, but I should be able to sell some stuff in stores and get it. Alright, attempt to get the ship's data stores. And we get stuff. That's great. So our stores are up there. So we'll just kind of boomerang our way around and see what we can get. Trade 8 fuel for 1 drone parts? Yes, please. Drone parts that I likely won't be using. So I want to fight that ship there, but I want to go to this store, because I should be able to sell enough stuff to get shields now. So I participate in their study. Please don't kill me. Alright, please accept the small cakes made from stiff dough that this is funny. Thank you for your participation in our study. Please accept these small cakes made from stiff dough as well as some scrap. So we get cookies, pretty much. Now, I don't know what we'll get beyond the store here. Ah, that stinks. They don't sell shields. So I guess we're not going to be selling too much to them either. And if I don't go to the exit now, we're not making it to that store. And if that store doesn't have shields, I know for a fact I'm going to get blasted out of the sky. So is there anything I need from them? I'll get the 3 fuel. I know I just got a bunch of fuel. Glaive beam. Oh, glaive beam is terrifying, but... And while it'd be hilarious to have on this ship, that would be an awful use of scrap. So I can sell that for 30 later. I kind of like my loadout right now. Since there is no store that we're getting to, well, I'll wait until the next sector and see, because I may need to go ahead and up my weapon once or twice. Okay, continue. And I don't need to wash drone parts. It stinks that the exit was that far to the left. Would have liked to have gotten 1 or 2 of those things. So, rock sector or uncharted nebula? Rocks have a lot of missiles. I don't really like that, so we'll go with the nebula. Our scanners won't do crap, but... So let's see here. There's no store. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade our weapon systems 1 just so we can have a small bomb activated. That'll help us deal with multi-strength shield people. But our scanners do help us track these guys. Get into firing range, and they have beam weapons, so they're scary. I just need to take down their shields fast enough. We're gonna cloak that. Please don't hit. Please. You bastard. Alright, well, we don't have a choice now. See, it's a 90% chance to hit, our miss is still a 10% chance to hit. So let's repair our weapons as fast as possible. Their beam's still up and one of their lasers is still up, which is unfortunate, but... And now we have ship system on fire. Maybe I can take out their beam here. That'd be... Yes. So I'll take a single shot laser to the O2 system. Just a second. Please hit. Wow, it only took down 1 shield. That's alright. Kind of a hectic fight. Can I actually cloak that laser? Yes, I can. Let's go ahead and move you guys to the O2 to fix that. Yeah, good luck getting your faster and light drive. I'm not going to accept that surrender, because I know you've got more scrap and you hit me again, you bastard. Ugh. That stunk. I don't know what you call it when it's a 10% chance that you hit twice in a row. But there we go. We didn't really need the fuel, but we do need the scrap. I think the nice way of saying this is that we should really hopefully get it would be great if we could just go and get some shields. Okay, Medi, Dispersal. So we're going to jump here first, then to the store. Because this could be an event that gets us some scrap, or it could be a blank sector. That's nothing. In fact, do we even have enough to sell? Because I'd be selling the small bomb and the Dispersal. Because I'd rather just have the halberd beam up. Well, first off, let's even see if the store has what we're looking for. Okay, so we can get shields. And we can get shields by selling this, because that's sort of an anti-micromanagement, and usually I'm good enough at that. And more importantly, shields. Oh my god, shields. Something I can activate on the fly. And really, if I want to, I can also have a halberd beam up. Hooray! So fights that warrant shields, I now have shields. That's kind of a relief. So we're going to take on the ship, and we're going to see how many extra little jumps we can get in the nebula here. Yeah, I'm not purchasing your weapons, so you're going to die. So you don't need shields for this. But I think they would be good to have. And we got... Oh, well, you know, you're both in the shield room. So what kind of laser is that? Is that a one-shot or a two-shot? Yeah, we're gonna cloak that shit. And we're gonna hit as many of these systems as we can. I really don't think I can get 4 with the mini beam. If I can get 1 more weapon power, I can start using the halberd beam for this and doing some real damage. 4 fuel, 1 drone, and 20 scrap. I'm not going to accept that. That's a decent surrender offer, but I'm not going to accept it. Okay, so you have no weapons, you do have shields. Whatever. Means, hey, guys, you can breathe again if you want. Welcome to my ship. So see, 27 scrap, and we still get some stuff to grow on, and what that means is that we now have level 1 shields. Shouldn't be too much of a problem to get level 2 shields, but I think 35 scrap, then a little more system power for, it's going to be about 85 for my halberd beam, is going to put us in a really strong position for later in this game. So we're just going to see how much we can jump around, take on as many ships as we can, try and build some scrap. And we're in Mantis hunting ground territory, and they have some scary weapons. And you're really fighting me in my med bay. Okay. I will let you do that as much as you want. Seriously, please fight me in my med bay. Well, this is where the small bomb would be good to have. Okay, who's our shield guy? I guess it's Jones, or is it Captain K? I don't know. Neither of them looks like they have particularly a lot of shield experience, so... Let's try it again this time without our lasers all missing. There we go. And this is why I need to hit their pilot's room. So they still have a beam weapon. Fortunately, now that I have shields, I was thinking before, oh god, I don't have shields. What am I going to do? But now that their pilot room's out, I can just go like this and keep taking out their weapons. See, this is where this combo is. Individually, these weapons are very weak, but together they are very strong. So I'll just make sure their pilot room doesn't get healed. In fact, they'll blow up. So that was successful. Sure, my crew's asphyxiating, but it was successful. need to watch that oxygen situation. But at least we're not careening into an ion storm, so that's a plus. We're trying to avoid as many warning sectors as possible. I'm actually going to let my oxygen build up a little bit. So let's look at it's going to take 50 to do that, and then another 50. So it'll take 100 scrap to get to my next shield level. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my doors, because that's valuable to have, especially if stuff gets real. My next upgrade is going to be halberd beam, which means I'm going to need to pump 1 more into my weapon system, and then 2 more there. Mini beam and halberd beam could be fun in other ship combinations, but I think what'll be better is if I can have 2 lasers. So we're at 51% oxygen. It's eerily quiet. So we're just gonna backtrack a little bit. No, actually we're gonna go up here because I want to see if there's some other good jumps we can have. Yeah, intruders on... And so intruders on the ship that pick just the right room to go to. And I could fight him in my med bay, but we're just gonna... Oh wait, I got rid of that augment. So 2 against 3. Oh look, how boring. Because I can vent my ship from the middle. We'll just... Since it's human on human, this is where 4 manted intruders on the ship before I have blast doors is not something I want. And kind of like what I've mentioned in past Let's Plays, this is something where we're only in an early sector, and generally on easy you don't see intruders like this early in the game, but on normal you can get borders as early as Sector 1. So nothing too exciting. We're just going to stick to the middle of the map. Okay, attack the pirate. Engage. So they have some scary-ass weaponry. That's great news. Because I have some evade that I can use. Oh, I shouldn't have cloaked that. Well, at least I'll be cloaking... Oh, crap. So, here comes their burst laser. That was lucky. This time we're going to do this right and try and take down their Zoltan shield that way. Okay, so they only have 1 shield. Hopefully I don't get hit in the shields with this missile. Oh, good. 30% evade at the start seems to be helping me tremendously this time around. We gotta get these shots in, though, in case they hit my weapon system. I just hit my med bay. Alright. So 2 misses there. Wow, they really don't like my med bay. But I can cloak out whatever comes next, so... Let's go ahead and beam. So I want to hit the pilot's room. I'm not going to accept that. But I'm going to cloak out whatever they just shot at me. Hopefully. So my med bay's on fire, and now it's not. Now let's see if we can do enough damage to finish them off. No, not really, so we're just going to do here and here instead. It's going to take 1 more shot anyway. At least their weapons are down. So we just wait for our weapons to synchronize, and boom. You can die now. Thanks. And I already got a weapon level up. In fact, I think... So 23 scrap and nothing useful. So you need some medical assistance here in just a second. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our weapon system. See, the early cloak does a lot of supplementing for other weaknesses, and the level 2 cloak lets us dodge things and avoid some shots that we might not otherwise avoid. So I have 9 scrap. Don't think I have anything to sell. So that store doesn't do anything for me. So let's just explore. That's what this game's all about, isn't it? Just exploring the cosmos. And since I do actually have some free jumps, I should actually be able to hit all of those over here. So if I can get a scrap of it, I might be able to get some fuel, even if it's just 9 scrap. Well, or I can get rid of 1 drone part and get 7 fuel, so screw that. Alright, merchant. Scrap recovery arm. Could get 10% more scrap. The problem is that I have nothing to sell. That makes me a little sad, but I'll be okay. I will go ahead and repair 4 times, so there's that. These would all be crew members I'd like, especially like Steven Slug, but since this game won't let me sell my crew members, I'm just stuck with this. Okay, so they're trying to charge their For the Lose drive. They don't have shields, so I can just fire at will. In fact, this is probably where I could bust out the halberd beam if I wanted to. And cloak now. That's a lot of damage I just avoided. Good. So now they're not jumping out of anywhere. Hopefully that missile doesn't hit, because that's a little slow on the trigger. Of course it does hit. If I'd been just a touch faster, I might have made it. So, 2 fuel, 1 missile, and 18 scrap. Not a bad haul. Said I just need to get, I guess, 2 more system energy here, so 50 scrap. Let's jump. No attack. So I can probably do that and then hit the exit. All else fails, I'm pretty sure the ship could take on whatever comes at me, but I'm not going to have to worry about that, so there's the exit. So something to fight. So that was 3 empty jumps. We don't want too many more of those. Hey look, we get to fight a Mantis-controlled sector anyway. Fantastic, but at least I got my doors now.